Hey, Will, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, thanks for joining us, Will. If you could just open it up with a quick statement, you can recap the game, and then we'll have questions for you.
Yeah, so that was a classic grinded out SEC game. Really good competition. That team played to the last pitch, and we did too. And unfortunately, we came out on the bottom end of that. So we need to figure out a way to get another shot at them. But right now, we're just focused on next game.
All right, thanks, Will. Questions now. We'll start with Wes.
Yeah, well, I guess what did you see on that play, that slide with Max at the end of the game? Have you been able to see a replay of it yet? And what was your thoughts of that play in general?
I'm not an umpire, Wes. I mean, I'm just gonna take the route of that's the call that was made. So we deal with that. Based on the replay that was on the scoreboard, I really didn't get a great look at it.
I've got Mike next.
Yeah, Will, when did you find out you were going to be the guy today, and how did you feel the outing was for you?
On Sunday, Coach V texted me and said, "You got the ball game won." And anytime I get a chance to go out there, I'm going to give it my best bolt and never going to turn that opportunity down. So had a couple days to prepare for it. And I thought it went well overall, gave us a chance to win.
Wes, you're next.
Yeah, well, I guess what were your thoughts on sort of what was working today? I mean, other than a couple spots here and there, it looked like you were pretty sharp.
Yeah, I had good command of my fastball early on, and then was able to land the off speed, which is always a big. It's necessary for me to have success. So that's kind of the way it went. And then they hit a couple balls hard right at us, and we played really sharp on defense behind me all day. And I didn't expect anything less. This team comes into this atmosphere, and it's what we thrive on, and we really were looking forward to it. So it burns a little bit that we came out on the bottom end, but I thought we played really well.
What kind of response do you expect tomorrow from the guys? I mean, typically when you all have lost some of these, maybe SEC Friday night games, you've typically bounced back Saturday and been okay. I mean, what kind of response do you expect tomorrow?
Yeah, we got Chad Dallas on the bump, so that tells you everything you need to know. I think you're going to see a determined team per usual tomorrow.
We've got Ben next.
Yeah, well, just a similar question to Wes. Just kind of what was your message after the game there from the coaches out the outfield?
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Sorry, it's real loud in the stadium and they won't turn on the music. Just what was the message from the coaches after the game out in the outfield as y'all have a quick turnaround overnight?
Yeah, it's always worried about the next pitch. That's how you have to approach it while you're playing, and then when the last pitch is thrown, then you immediately got to flush whatever happened. If you win, you can't sleep on a win, and if you lose, then you got to be that much more ready for the next one tomorrow.
Got Wes next.
Yeah, when you think about a guy like Connor, he's got that busted hand and he's still out there playing. I think he had a bloody nose during the game, which you don't see very often. And he's still out there kind of getting big hits and making plays. Just what are your thoughts on everything you've seen from him?
Yeah, he kind of embodies the culture, right? He's a warrior, and I know he doesn't feel good out there, and it affects every throw he makes and every swing he takes. But he's battling out there, and he's putting together good ABs and being a grinder behind the plate as always.
We've got Ryan next.
There's not a ton of NCAA experience on this team or postseason experience on this team. Is there any positive from kind of seeing a bunch of craziness thrown at y'all in y'all's first postseason game of this year?
Yeah, anytime you come to the park, you're liable to see something you've never seen before. So there were a couple instances today where that was definitely the case for me, and I'd imagine for a lot of other people. But kind of getting that first taste for a lot of guys, and it was my first time pitching in the SEC tournament, so it was a really good experience overall. And from here on, we're just trying to fight and stay in this thing. So kind of got that one out of the way, and looking forward to tomorrow.
Hey, Will, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Having some audio issues. Can you spell your name for me real quick and just pronounce it? Thank you.
Luc, that's Luke. And then Lipcius, Lipcius.
All right, thank you, Luke. If you could just open it up with a statement, recap the game, and then we'll have questions for you.
Yeah, I thought we played really well. I thought Alabama came ready to play too. I thought we swung it really well. I thought we played defense well. So it wasn't a bad game by no means. We just fell up short. And I do like how we played and how we didn't really let all the emotions of the tournament really get to us.
Thank you, Luke. We'll open up with Ben now.
Luke, just what was your perspective on the hitting performance today? I guess it seemed from up here that y'all were hitting balls hard just right at people. How frustrating was that?
It's frustrating, but every time it happens, we know it helps us win. Getting those hard contacts is a huge part in our game, and we know that we're just stacking those up for them to fall later. So hopefully we come out, keep swinging it like we have, and they'll just fall later in the tournament.
We'll go with Mike Wilson.
Yeah, Luke, what was your vantage point of that play in the ninth? And have you ever seen a call like that one in your baseball career?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen one like that when it matters so much, but there's nothing really much we can do. The umpire made the call, and it affected us, but we're just going to bounce back from it and go out and get him tomorrow.
We've got Wes up next. We can come back to Wes. Ryan?
Yeah, I got you. Wes is here. Can you hear me?
Yep, go ahead, Wes.
Yeah, Luke, Tony was, talking about maybe a week or two ago saying that you had the hardest, kind of hard hit or the best hard hit percentage on the team. And you were talking today about hitting some balls right at people. Does it feel like that's been a story of the season for you? It just seems like the at-bats that you've had and the actual numbers that have produced from it don't look like they match. How tough has it been to fight through all that?
Yeah, it is a grind, hitting hard balls at people all over the park, but also it brings confidence knowing that you're not getting beat, really. You're just having a little bit of bad luck. And then also one thing that's really helped me is telling myself that they're going to fall. And so, it's good to get hot at the right time, and I'd love for them to start falling in the postseason. I had a pretty good day today, and so we'll try to keep it rolling. But it's just a testament to the rest of our team, not only me, is that we love hitting the ball hard, and I don't think it really gets us down whether the other team catches it or whether it gets down. So we're just going to keep on going with our approach and hit balls hard.
Ryan, you're next.
You mentioned feeling like the team handled the stage well. Did you see a difference kind of from 2019 when y'all were here for the first time and however many years to this year and kind of the maturity and approach of the team?
Yeah, it's funny because in that 2019 team, I was injured, so I was actually watching from the stands, so I couldn't really feel what was going on in the dugout. But from what I saw, there was absolutely no back down from us. People were quiet in their swings. Defense wasn't bad. Pitching was phenomenal again. So yeah, I thought we were very composed for a lot of our guys' first SEC tournament, which brings a lot of confidence to us moving forward, especially with Chad Dallas on the bump tomorrow.
Any more questions for Luke?
I have one.
All right,
Good.
You're good.
Jacob McNary seemed to keeping you all off balance the first couple of times through the order. Just what was he doing well?
I think he was spotting his fastball well. He was mixing in his off speed pretty well. And I think we just got a little bit too under the ball. We heard on the scouting report he had a lot of arm side run on his ball, so we really focused on getting to the inside of it. And I think we got just under a few balls, so it's not like we were striking out every time, missing it completely, but he did keep us off balance and was able to get those fly ball outs.
Hey, Wes, do you have a question or we're good?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead, Wes.
Luke, y'all have had a couple games this year where you've maybe dropped that Friday night game in an SEC series, and in all those cases, y'all have bounced back Saturday and played better. Do you expect that same sort of mindset tomorrow? I know it's an early game, but it's a big game against two highly ranked opponents. I mean, you think y'all will be able to bounce back?
100%. I have full confidence that that will come out tomorrow, really ready to play, focused on one thing, and that's getting the win.
I think we got them all, Luke. Thank you for your time, sir.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. Hey, Coach, can you hear us okay?
I can. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you. If you could, just opening up with a quick statement, and we'll have questions for you.
Blood and guts game, literally. I mean, our catcher's a nosebleed, I think, from a foul tip, but it was a blood and guts game, and it came with some, stoppages in play and interesting things like that. But I think if you paid for your ticket, I'm not sure what the price is, but I think the Alabama fans, and unfortunately we seem to be racking up Tennessee fans, got their money's worth. Ready for whatever you got.
Thanks, Coach. We'll start with Trey.
All right, Tony, can you walk us through the bottom of the ninth inning? And I also saw when everybody was running to the outfield, you ran straight to the umpire, knowing that you saw the call in the field. What was that explanation like from them? And then also, you were also talking about did one of the second baseman get hit in the lower region? Is something you were asking the umpires as well?
Yeah, I mean, I asked him if he said he hit him in the nuts. So I was trying to get clarification. So I guess I was either a little too demonstrative with my body language, or you're a really good lip reader. Maybe that was disrespectful in the fashion that I asked, but obviously there was a lot of energy in the park at that point. But that's all I got on that deal. I mean, kind of with my opening statement, I don't have really clear thoughts about the game other than it's about the ball players, man. Guys out there playing ball, and certainly don't want to discredit anything, Lee did. He's one of many examples. You might see another closer on the field here in a second. Fergie's this type of guy. Not a lot of credit or shine in high school, but if you're a good kid and you're a hard worker and you compete like those guys do, good things seem to happen. And, those were the guys that were out on the field. Both teams kind of committed to their closer. And, again, credit to their guy, but I'll live and die with our guy, Sean Hunley, any day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Got Ben next.
Hey, Tony, what did you see at the plate today? It seemed like you all were hitting a lot of hard balls just kind of right at people. Was that frustrating, and what was your perspective on that?
It's frustrating internally, but when the stakes are high, I guess stakes are high. You talk about poker. I mean, you can't show your hand. I think both teams had some well-struck balls today. I don't know if we had more or not, just locking in on our guys. I think at times the at-bats were really good and they didn't get rewarded. But that's the nature of the beast, and it also kind of comes with the territory of playing here. A lot of times the park will play big. But for the most part, I was just, pleased with the preparation. The game before us got cut short, so we literally rolled right off the bus and onto the field. But the guys were ready. Will Heflin continues to be a leader on this team in a lot of different ways. And then again, I think right out of the chute, especially with Fergie's at bat, the guys were ready to play ball. And to me, that's what it's all about is ball players on the field.
Got Mike next.
Yeah, Tony, sorry to go back to it, but what did you see on the play in the ninth? And then you mentioned the kind of contact.
I saw Max slide straight into the base. So again, maybe too demonstrative. I mean, I'm still young and dumb, so sometimes my etiquette isn't the best, but that's why I was pointing to the slide mark there, was that he slid straight into the base. And then I had the replay. I just checked the replay one time to see what my opinion was. And, I didn't ask Fergie what was going on, if he's protecting his face or whatever. So that's my read. Is a pitcher made a great pitch. One of the best players ever to play at Tennessee did what he needed to do. Short through the middle was kind of what we were talking about against a good, a pretty dang good pitcher with a lot of movement. And we want to play ball hard. There's teams here probably with more talent than us, so we want to play hard. And we anticipate or expect our guys to run as fast as they can from point A to point B. And in my opinion, that's what Rucker and Fergie did in that situation.
Got Ryan next.
There's not a ton of postseason experience on this team. Is it there's some positive and kind of seeing a bunch of craziness happen in that ninth inning?
Absolutely. Emotions are going to run high this weekend, next weekend. They certainly ran high in the SEC. That's the benefit is you get thrown into a fire every weekend and you got to do it 10 times. So you get as much practice as anybody in the country at learning to control adrenaline, learning to control emotions, and then just kind of feeling your way through stuff. And kudos to a kid like Christian Scott. He almost hit a game-tying homer, I think, last year or the last time we were here against Auburn, and he came off the bench and was phenomenal for us today. And a lot of that has to do with him controlling his emotions. He's come a long way from, what he was as a freshman that year he did that. And Sean Hunley's got the world coming down around him. It seems like every time he's out there, but in particular today. But he led by example by controlling his emotions.
Wes, did you have another question?
Yes, I did. Tony, you said several times this is, about the players, and it's sort of your reaction. What happened in the ninth is you say it's about the players. How do you explain something like that to your players? Do you just say, guys, bad luck, it happens, or how do you explain that to them? And also, do you still want clarification from the SEC or on that call, or are you okay with it now?
No, I mean, I'm not okay with it, but I'm not okay with losing either. But you either win or you learn, and we talked about some things we could learn from in the outfield, and I didn't really explain it to them. I mean, they know by now. I mean, there's verbiage and things like that. You show up, better play ball, man. This is not an easy jersey to wear, and we take pride in that, and I'm sure every other team does here too. This is the SEC. This tournament's a big deal. So you show up and you play ball, and then at the end of the day, the scoreboard will tell you who did that better, and regardless of how we got there, their guys had a gutty performance, as did ours, and the scoreboard says we were an inch or however many inches you want to call it short today, and our guys can either go home, and we got some time, not a lot of time before you wake up early in the morning, but they can either be frustrated by it or maybe use it as fuel.
Time for one more question. We'll get Mike in.
Tony, with Will, what led to the decision to establish the rotation this way with Will, then Chad, and is that a reflection kind of setting things up for next week as well, potentially?
I love him. He's earned everybody's respect around here as a starter, as a person. The Tennessee Vols are here for the first time in a long time. I mean, we barely even caught our breath last trip here, and we had to go home. So he's been here. He's done it. He's one of the big reasons why we're in this position. And then because he was so efficient, I mean, that's maybe an emotional answer, but if there's any strategy to it, we were fortunate that Will was, efficient with his pitch count against South Carolina. We decided to go with Sewell just like we did today to try and get us out of a jam at South Carolina, but he only ended up with 60 pitches. So we benefit greatly from the way he threw today in a lot of different ways, and in one way is Chad and Blade can still kind of stay on task with their routine. And Will Heflin, since we've gotten the job, has kind of always been the guy, just tell me when you want me to throw the ball and I'll do it. And he walked by me in the hall and said he'll be ready to go on Friday. I didn't even see his pitch counter. I don't remember it, but I appreciate that thought. But I don't know if it'll be Friday for Will again. We'll see.
Coach, I'm sorry. Can you give me one more? Trey Wallace, please.
Hey, Tony, Christian Scott, having him come in there in the ninth inning, get a single, what does that say about him, his fourth SEC at bat, and the confidence that you have in him?
He's one of many guys, and it's a back and forth chess match in your head. I mean, to be fair to those guys, I think most coaches would agree with me. This time in the year, again, I've said it before, you got to let your guys play. Post a lineup that the guys are used to and play ball, and you kind of dance with your date that you brought to the whole deal, or whatever kind of quirky phrase you can throw out there. But we've shown it to you, at least the local guys that have followed our team. We've done some things where we've given guys great responsibility, and it's because they've earned it. I think there's a lot of trust up and down the dugout. I mean, Jackson Greer catching for us. I could list off all the guys, but part of it's a COVID year and everyone's roster's a little deeper. But he's one of many guys that we would trust with the season on the line. And, this was that type of deal. This is the postseason. So that was that type of deal. And he handled it in excellent fashion. I hope the other guys on the bench saw how much his presence affected his performance. And obviously he'll be ready to go again the next time we call his name.
Hey, Coach, thanks for your time.
Appreciate you all. Have a good one.
Thank you.